So today we're going to take a look at a few lifts, including what I think is the heaviest bench press on the internet. Someone linked it to me this morning. It's a little bit hard to find a lot of some of the best lifts because it's a super underground lift. It doesn't get a lot of views. And this particular lift, the very heaviest one, is from a channel that's in Russian. So even when you're actively looking for it, it can be hard to find. So we're going to take a look at first this 115 kilo, which is not the heaviest bench press. For those of you who are, calculating things in freedom units, this is going to be around 250 pounds, a little bit under, but we're going to take a look. And this is by the same guy who's got the heaviest as well. Interesting setup form that looks like it takes a ton of energy. You can see he has it in really tight, and his form is very, very interesting because this is like the most press-outy bench press form I've ever seen, where he just leans into it and then he grabs his calf or his shin and then for the most part just presses it out. So it's not, it almost looks like a side press rather than a bench press, where instead of ratcheting lower and lower and lower and lower underneath the weight, he just finds this like critical position, where he's got his hand on his calf. He just finds this critical position. He's going to go a little bit deeper, rotating maybe another 15 degrees. But here, once he hits parallel, it's all press from here, baby. And so this is very interesting form. It's quite a bit different than mine. You can see that, he kind of just presses it up at the very end here and then comes on up with it. And it appears that this guy is on two channels. So we see one of his channels, Ruslan Malchev. Hopefully I pronounced that right. And very keyly, we know that this is going to be the guy with the absolute strongest, because if we take a look here, we see the mirror. The gym setup's the same. The video quality is not that high. And interestingly, it does seem to have a background in arm wrestling, which this is kind of something I've been talking about a while on some of my videos, which is that I think hand strength is probably one of the biggest limiters in terms of what you are able to do. You notice this guy, no wraps, no nothing, no wraps, no elbow sleeves, and he does this, and this is going to take an enormous amount of hand strength, because if your hand breaks down on the bench press, like if your contact or your force with the thing, the entire chain breaks down. And so in order to be able to apply force, from your feet, starting at your feet into the bar, when you're bench pressing, it's got to go up through your legs are strong. It's got to go up through your core is strong. Then it has to go through your shoulder's fairly strong. But I think the point at which you're most likely to break is going to be in the hand. And so it's not surprising to me that someone with a background in arm wrestling is going to have, this stellar lift. And this is right here, a 126 kilo lift. It's a bit hard to see. It's a bit grainy to make out. He appears to be on some sort of like 6 to 8 kilo bar. This has not got the 2-inch or however many centimeter barbell kind of at the end. You can see this is on a standard barbell, but this is on a lighter barbell here. And these appear to be 2 10 kilo plates. I think this is 4 5 kilo plates. And then this is 4 to 6, both 2.5 and 1 kilo plates. But let's just take a look at it. We're going to have to mute the video because, copyright and that stuff. But already, very interesting setup. I mean, like, this makes sense as you're getting really heavy, but he's just leaning it back up, right? And then he's going to rotate and ratchet it. And this seems like it would be a decent amount of effort, but the initial shouldering was probably very easy. But he gets in there, and then he's going to helicopter it a bit. And then you see he's going to reach down, he's going to hit this, perpendicular position right here, and then he's going to press it. And so this is like, he's not really getting himself deeper into a rotation, and he's also not really squatting down very much. This is a lot different than my form, which is interesting, but he comes up with it, and this is 126 kilos. For those of you who are thinking of freedom units, this is about 277 pounds. So this is really, really heavy. This is notably on a different channel. We're going to take another look at it though. So he, again, interesting setup. We haven't done that before. And this ratchet thing must be just so hard to do. But this is something I've seen more and more, is that the helicopter entry might be something that I look to incorporate in, where you're trying to get a helicopter movement to kind of help twist you down almost into the bent position. But he's only going perpendicular. He's leaning super heavily, grabbing the calf, and then using that to press out. Also, very interesting, I don't know if you guys can see this, when he grabs his shorts, that has got to be the absolute thinnest ankle I've ever seen. I don't know if that's like a prosthetic or something, which would be interesting if he does, if he's missing his lower leg. But that almost looks like a prosthetic, or it's just like really, really small ankle, which would make sense. I mean, his legs don't look particularly large, and if your legs are kind of your weak link, I think you actually don't want to squat very deep. I squat deep when I bench press at the very end of the movement, but then this just perpendicular and press out makes sense if you're really, really top heavy. This channel is on Mr. Regrere, which appears to host a bunch of other lifts, and I don't think these are all the same guy, but I just wanted to kind of show real quick a few of these other lifts. In particular, one that I thought was very, very impressive was this stacked 24 plus 24 kilogram bottoms up kettlebell press. So that you can see it's two 24 kilo bells, which is the 24 kilo bell. It's what, like 53, 54 pounds, something like this. And so this guy's going to take two of them. And then this is an extraordinarily hard lift. Now, I'm not 100% sure it's the same guy, is one of the things. It's on the same channel, but it's a little bit hard to tell. The video's grainy. I don't recognize his face immediately. But what he's going to do is he's going to stack both these bells on top of each other and then press it in the most awkward way possible with the bottoms up. And so you'll see in just a second, bottoms up with his right hand, and then the left one, he's going to stack it on top. And this is incredibly hard to do unless your forearm is very strong. Like, I think my best ever on this is, I think it might be 24 kilos, just the singular 24 kilos. So this is double what my best is. My best might be a little bit heavier, like 28, but certainly not for multiples, and that's like on a bench press. But that's just like a crazy, and we can see here, this might be another one of his lifts, the 146 kilo stacked bench press, which is, or pounds. Is that 146 kilos? No way that was kilos at the end there. Yeah, this is 146 pounds. Maybe we take a look at that too. All right, so we got this one set up. I didn't want to show, I wanted to make sure it was muted in case of music, but we have here. So this is apparently 146 pounds. Okay, it's a one-hand press. So we see that that would have been 66 kilos instead of, here, we'll give this a like. Instead of this one, that the other one we took a look at. Oop, actually we clicked this one, which is 48 kilos. So this one's a little bit lighter. But we just wanted to show this is this channel. I don't know how, if they're uploading very regularly. I guess we have one from 1 hour ago, some bottoms up kettlebell press. So if you wanted to give this channel a check out, that'd be interesting. I mean, as far as we can tell, this is the very heaviest bench press. We had like this clean and press attempt with 97 kilo bell, which is just under 220 pounds. It's like 215 or 210, something like this, with a 97.2 kilo bell. And the kettlebell, as they get really heavy, just becomes a very strange implement because the center of gravity gets shifted away from straight underneath your hand. And so he does miss on that one. I think this is the same guy, just with a mustache. You know, if we kind of take a look here, I think it's the same guy, but it's really hard to tell. But this bench press is just absolutely insane. This is like, I think before this, the heaviest one I've seen is 110 kilos, which is 242 pounds. This is 277 pounds or 126 kilos. Super, super heavy. Very interesting technique. And it really just like kind of brings it back to, I think that the hand strength might just be like the most important thing here. I really do. Like, if this is the same guy, just bottoms up kettlebell pressing, you know, 48 kilos, that's nuts. That's so hard to do. You know, and he's just blasting it away. Now it's possible these bells aren't as heavy. Well, no, it's not possible. I mean, the bells say the 24 kilos. Like the video is grainy, but this is just, the amount of forearm strength this requires is just absolutely insane. And we didn't see anything too crazy in terms of other lifts when we were looking around on this channel. It's not like we saw a really heavy squat. We kind of perused it a little bit quickly, but I didn't see anything heavy like a really heavy squat, a really heavy deadlift. Here's a deadlift. I don't even know if this is the same guy. It's only 200 kilos, but it really seems to be coming along from, you know, taking a look at this, the forearm strength, which you get a ton of in arm wrestling. And so we're probably, as far as our training is going to go, going to continue to lean into really emphasizing a lot more, you know, forearm strength stuff. You know, we got like the grippers and stuff. I can barely close these ones. These ones are 200-pound one, not too heavy. I think I got to work my way into this a little bit more. Not that closing the grip is like the important thing. It's really about, flexion, extension. What is it? Radial deviation, ulnar deviation. Supination, and pronation. Yeah, those are all the different modalities that the wrist can move in is more important than your ability to crush as far as the bent press is concerned. But was very interested to see this and to see that it's by not like some strongman dude, not some powerlifter dude that's doing this, but like an arm wrestler guy who's just like, he has like such raw stability that when his strength is pressing up into the bar, all of it gets into the bar because the hand has so much stability, and so he can just press out effectively, which this isn't even like, this is not a very mobile bent press. It's not a bent press that incorporates a ton of like leg strength, but it just like, I think the hand strength's all there. So this is an interesting one. I wanted to take a look at it. I wanted to show it off for you guys. I'm super excited seeing this, because like for me, this is going to inform my training, not necessarily incorporating all of this guy's form, although I think his setup's probably the best way to set it up as the weight gets heavier. Because that shouldering, I think, well, maybe not. Maybe we stick with kind of the walkout shouldering we have. But the fact that the heaviest ones I've seen, they do this helicopter until the weight becomes parallel to the body or even a little bit further behind it. Maybe this is going to be the way that we look at it from now on. I'm not sure. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please feel free to give a like, comment, subscribe. You know the YouTube algorithm stuff. It does help out. And other than that, have a good one.